Hey, all right, everybody. Welcome to Stylish Grease Monkey. My name is Chris. I'm glad you're here with me today. I'm going to go back and review another pair of boots that I've owned. What do you know about Timberland shoes? Well, what I know about Timberland shoes growing up in the 1980s and the 1990s is about the yellow Timberlands. For those of you that are hip-hop fans or pop culture fans, that's a classic now. They still sell it. It's still popular. That's what I know about Timberlands. But when I had a chance to purchase my Timberlands, I didn't purchase the yellow Timberlands. What I did was purchase something that they started in 2007 that kind of took off. And in 2013, I went and purchased myself the original 6-inch Earthkeepers from Timberland. Let's talk about it. When I first bought these shoes, it was actually the most expensive shoes that I've ever owned. My wife had to convince me to go inside the store, try one on, because previous to that, I've been buying boots that are considered strictly work boots, like the Caterpillars, and because I didn't want to spend anything over $100 on a pair of shoes, because I was a cheapo, growing up poor and working hard for my money, I didn't want to spend it on expensive things. But my wife made me realize that buying quality things and keeping them for a long time is actually cheaper than buying multiple cheap things that break at a short period of time. So with her convincing, I went in and tried on the pair of boots, and to my hesitation, I went ahead and paid about $150 at the time for a pair of 6-inch Earthkeepers that you see right here. So what do I think about this boots after owning it since 2013? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. So like any review that I do with my boots, I'll present to you the positive and the negative on how it's made and what makes it a good boot. So why did I keep this pair for such a long time? Well, one is that I wanted to get my money back. I wanted to get my $150 back when I purchased it back in 2013, December of 2013, and I sure did. So I traveled with these boots a lot. For the summertime, it's not that hot. Now for the winter time, you're gonna have to probably double up on the pair of socks, because it is fairly thin. It is lined in there, but this lining right here does not really give you any protection for the cold weather. And what it does is really just give you protection from your skin to the shoe. I usually wear these shoes loose with the tongue out like this, and my pants folded just before the boots, because I like that look, right? This is not the kind of boots that I will singe all the way up. And so I wear it loosely. It also helps during the summer because it lets the air circulate as I'm walking around, and doesn't keep doesn't make my foot really warm during the summertime. I think the construction of the boot is very well made. This is very nice leather, and I'm not sure, I think it's maybe cow leather. I couldn't find information on the Timberland website. This particular one is made in China and manufactured in China and shipped to the Military Navy Exchange, and that's where I purchased it, on the Marine Corps Exchange actually in 2013. So it is a legit Timberland, shoes. It's just made in China. Nothing wrong with that. I have other things that are made in China, but I also prefer boots that are made in the USA, as you can tell from my other videos like the Red Wing and the Thorgood boots. I will have more videos of my American-made products, American-made shoes in the future. But this one right here is made in China. So how is the construction of this pair of boots compared to the Red Wing or the Mock Toes? Fairly well, actually, right? Because they used a thin material, thin leather, and there's not a lot of other leather in here. It's easy to stitch, and they used really good stitching material for this pair of boots. As you can tell in the picture right there, the stitching held very, very well. all throughout the years. You know, I've had this walking in the snow, had it rained on a couple of times, and the stitching held, the leather held. I have not applied any kind of conditioning in these boots at all. I just used it, and this is what it's got. This is what it looks like since 2013. Now, don't get me wrong, because I do have a lot of pair of boots that I rotate through them fairly well. So I've had a lot of use out of it, but probably not as much as other people have used in their boots. The toe box is fairly spacious and good enough for my size 11.5. Like I said, my foot is true to size at 11.5. So they use a hard material on the toes right here to prevent it from collapsing. That's why it holds good shape like that. I like that. With it being Timberland, the tongue is real leather, very soft. The eyelets are very sturdy and held its place all through the years. It doesn't have a speed eyelet like my other shoes have, so taking it on and off will be hard if you singe it. Like I said before, is that I wear these boots just like this, just like how I do my military boots. Is just, you know, I set the laces like locked it in place with this, and then I put my foot in there on and off, so I walk around with it loosely like this, which I don't mind. It's very light. Anyways, the laces are really good. Laces are made out of this material, nylon material, like the paracord, like the color of it, right? I haven't had to replace that. This is standard from the factory. So going down to the sole of the boots, this boots right here is Goodyear welted as well, so it's good. You can actually get it resoled if you wanted to down the road. The sole is rubber and very light, and it has lasted me for a little while, which is good. It's very grippy. It's good in the snow, good in anything wet environment, good on the road. As you can see, it's very knobby, so it's designed to go off-road if you wanted to do that as well, which I don't recommend because you're probably going to ruin it, right? Buy special boots for that. So real quick, guys, Timberland actually claimed that the soles of the Timberland boots, the Earthkeeper 6-inch Timberland boots, are anti-fatigue. And that's very true. I've worn this walking around Tokyo for a couple of days and never did once that I've complained about how uncomfortable it was. So it is a very comfortable, very relaxing pair of boots. So the series of Earthkeeper boots was actually intended for those that love the environment back when they started this in 2007. I give it to Timberland for having to initiate such movement to save the environment by creating the Earthkeepers. There are other lineage of the Earthkeeper shoes and boots out there, but this is the only one I own. And would I recommend for someone to buy something like this in today's market? And by the way, they still sell this. Amazon sells it between 140 to 170 bucks a pair, depending on the season. Would I recommend someone to buy a pair of boots like this? I would say yes, I do. That's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope you get something out of it. Again, remember, style is subjective. So this may not be your style, but I'm pretty sure you probably have received some information that I put out that'll help you determine what kind of boots you're gonna buy in the future, or if you're purchasing a Timberland pair of boots. Listen, if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, leave me comments, let me know what kind of videos you want to see. Until next time.